So, lately I think it's a pretty universal thought that modern blockbusters rely too heavily on visual effects. Whether that is for creating backgrounds, characters, de-aging, or motion capture. This over-reliance on visual effects artists has led to an artifice that no longer enhances the story, but rather takes away from it, with the effects being far too noticeable and unpleasing to the eye. Yet companies still hold the belief that this is the best way to entertain the audience, by pushing action to its extreme. Going bigger, and bigger, and bigger. But the truth is, all you really need to make an action sequence great is a hallway. Sounds simple, doesn't it? It doesn't matter what subgenre your action set piece takes place in. It could be science fiction, or it could be a superhero film. The hallway could be used to help build horror from the impending arrival of a character before he unleashes hell on his enemies. Or it could be used to build humour between two partners who compete to get to the other side of the hallway first, taking down whomever stands in their way. This scenario could be achieved using lots of cuts, or it might be captured in one continuous one, with the camera moving two-dimensionally. Or maybe you can move the camera three-dimensionally to further immerse the audience in the scene, making the fight feel authentic as if it is taking place in real time. Now, what about the appearance of the hallway itself? It may appear dirty, gritty and real to reflect the raw fight choreography, every attack feeling improvised as the walls take a beating at the same rate the characters do. Or the hallway might be designed to contrast the brutality of the action, making the audience squirm with every violent outburst as the white walls and flooring become blood-stained. The reason placing an action scene within a contained space like a hallway is so effective is because that very space heightens the tension in the scene, something that you risk losing if you place the fight in a larger nondescript location. You feel a sense of claustrophobia for the protagonist who is confined within the space, and whose goal is always clear, to go in one direction and one direction only, forward. The danger is increased where we can literally see what they are up against, where it can be dozens of people against one man. Our love for the protagonist increases as they are forced to face their problems head on. And even if they have the choice of backing out and running away, they choose not to. But the truth is, it doesn't just have to be a hallway. It could be any type of contained space, like an elevator.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Or maybe a train carriage. Or even a trash compactor. What I hope for is that we don't keep forcing action sequences to take place on the biggest scale possible, when the stakes and tension can feel even more increased somewhere in close quarters. Having seen enough films where the world is at stake, we have to remember that the most important aspect of film is character. And while the stakes of the universe might seem high, all we really care about is whether or not our hero will survive and achieve his ultimate goal. So next time, consider what surroundings you place your action sequence in, because you might realise that that is just as important as the fight itself.